Okay.
Toast and eggs, beans, and bacon.
Lots and lots of bacon.
Bacon?
Some eggs and sausages and bacon or whatever. Yeah.
Cinnamon rolls.
Pull parts. Pull parts with cinnamon and nuts. Walnuts.
Egg whites, oatmeal, just plain oatmeal. Usually all veggies and healthy food.
Monkey bread.
Monkey bread.
Monkey bread. Homemade. Sometimes we make vegan.
Monkey bread.
Yeah.
Frosted flakes. Pancakes or puffy pancakes or waffles.
Eggs, sausage, bacon, pancakes. We usually have a big Christmas breakfast.
We always have cinnamon rolls and bacon. And sausage sometimes. We always have the orange cinnamon rolls.
We used to have
cinnamon
schnitzels.
rolls.
Oh,
Apple
not
strudel.
Apple strudel, not schnitzel, strudel.
Before that, it was a cinnamon roll.
Cinnamon rolls. Cinnamon rolls or apple strudel.
Cinnamon rolls.
Strudel.
My mom and I would make homemade cinnamon rolls.
Eggs Benedict.
Yeah.
Wassail and waffles.
My dad has an egg dish that my grandma would always make, and it just eggs covered in cheese. I think there's cottage cheese in there. It's really good. That's all I know.
We do like a breakfast skillet with hash browns and sausage and zucchini and tomatoes and cheese. Lots of cheese.
And cinnamon rolls.
And cinnamon rolls.
Well, I just like Christmas brunch. So there's quiche, cinnamon rolls, Reed's Dairy Chocolate Milk. Yep.
We've done the French toast, overnight French toast. It's not tradition. We just make whatever.
Chocolate. That's in my stocking.
Ice cream. Maybe ice cream. A candy cane. Cookies.
Chocolate.
Yeah, usually.
Oranges from my stocking.
Whatever the cook says.
Something special. Something that's special.
I think you're gonna have to sing this song again.
5 golden rings because that's the most expensive gift, and then I could pawn the rings and then use it for other Christmas things.
The 5 golden rings.
Then I wouldn't be single.
What?
5
Golden rings.
They're expensive and I can sell them.
Maybe we could pawn them.
The hens a laying because I could get eggs and then I could also get hens to eat and, you know, they're useful.
Yeah. It's geese that lay.
Oh, it's, well, you know what?
6 geese a laying, because then you can keep having eggs all year round.
That sounds gross.
I always think of the 12 ducks.
Oh,
Or
not
geese. But I don't know what to do with them.
8 Lords of Leaping, because it's the only thing I can remember.
No. 5 golden rings, and then you sell them for something that you actually want.
No, I would take 2 turtle doves because I would give it to someone very special. No, I'd take 2 turtle doves.
2 turtle doves.
Okay, that would be what I choose because birds are cool. The doves, because I like doves. The doves because they can go on my shoulders and I'll act like a pirate.
The partridge in the pear tree because I think animals are cute.
I'd go with the pear tree because I really like a lot of fruit trees.
3 French hens.
Y'all don't want the 12 Russians leaping?
There's no Russian.
12 lords leaping. Russians.
No.
Probably the golden rings because they're pretty.
5 golden rings.
Obviously.
Gold's at an all-time high.
I want the bling on my finger.
Free money.
Rich.
5 golden rings because I don't want any birds or people.
I think the animals are messy.
I don't know what I do with a bunch of lords leaping or anything like that.
The maids are milking because I get milk.
like milk.
I love milk.
I want whichever ones are milking. Because that means they have cows. And then that would mean that I have a bunch of cows. And then I can sell the milk. Yep.
Is it 10 ladies milking?
5?
Because
5 golden
then I
rings.
could give them to all of my siblings.
The milking ones. Because I want a farm.
I'll take the drummers. I would like the 12 drummer boys. Why? Because I'm a drummer and I want 12 percussionists. She likes the boys.
I would choose the 10 drummers drumming just so I can annoy Sean.
What's 11?
Pipers.
11 pipers. If there were 11 bagpipers piping, I would do that because I love the bagpipes.
What if it was me?
If it was, I would go for the 5 golden rings. Yeah, I'm good with just one of you.
The lords that are leaping. That would be fun to watch. The last one seemed kind of loud.
My turn. Papers piping.
Paper's piping. Perfect.
Do I have to choose?
Dad. My dad. Definitely my dad. Isaac.
Isaac and Zeke.
This guy.
Oh, it's probably me.
Yeah.
Your family.
This one.
Is it Santa?
Neither of us. Oh.
I was gonna say
I think all of us at one time.
Everyone. Downright everyone!
Me, I did that. I did in butter. Auto. And the orange.
Auto.
Mommy. Oh. Jethro.
Me.
All 4 of my kids. Miles getting a lump of coal for his long hair. Lola's getting a lump of coal for growing up and looking so pretty. Crosby for never catching my perfectly thrown footballs. And Zig for cheap shots in that you know where.
What? He's lying.
It'd be me. Sister William is the sweetest. I don't know. I just got a parking thing today, so
We got in a little wreck today.
yeah, it wasn't my fault, but I was the driver, so I assume I get the
Jack.
Jack.
He's been in trouble in Irish.
You are.
It's understandable.
These two. Not me, I'm mean.
He's been kind of naughty.
Crosby.
Actually, no, Lola.
Crosby.
Crosby is the perfect.
Lola. Thank you.
Miles
teases way too much.
No one.
No
No
one
one is gonna get cold this Christmas.
It's definitely Miles.
Nobody.
Next question.
What's that?
I'm not a fan actually.
It has raw eggs in it.
Ew, no. No! Never! No!
Yes!
No!
Small amounts. They're good
Yes,
until you
no.
start feeling sick.
Oh, we got 3 thumbs up.
No.
No.
You liked it.
I like it,
Eggnog cookies. Yes.
No.
but I'm lactose intolerant. It tastes good.
It
but
doesn't smell good.
Yes
or no?
No. Yes.
No.
Yes. No. Yes. No.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Sometimes.
No.
No. So
It has to be
gross.
thinned down though, right? I don't want it to be able to stand on its own.
Yes. Yes. You only like eggnog with Sprite. I do. I like it with Sprite.
Yes, with 7-Up.
Yes, but you have to put other milk in it.
But can you even drink eggnog?
It's vegan.
Vegan nog? Non-eggnog?
Just not.
Ew! I've never had eggnog. No. And those eggnog chocolates, also, no way.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Ding, 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 eggnog.
It's too thick and it's gross. I don't know, look. And it leaves a gross taste in your mouth.
Yes. That's how I snagged a husband.
It is.
Skittles.
My blanket.
Oh.
For my grandma.
My necklace.
Oh. Eiffel Tower, huh?
Yes, I love Paris.
There's this one time when we all got towels.
I think the gift I was most excited about getting was my own set of scriptures. I screamed very loud.
Well, I think for both of us, it was probably our daughter Lisa. She was born on the 3rd. The adoption agency called on the 4th, and we went back to Nebraska to get her on the 5th. That year was a blur on trying to get ready for an infant, knowing that just that quick. But it was a very Merry Christmas.
It's a present that I can wrap up and see.
Oh.
That you can see too.
Oh, you don't know what it is yet?
Mm-hmm.
But it's the best one you've ever gotten.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Was one year my brother just knitted me a beanie, and I just thought that was the nicest thing ever, and I just remember like loving it to death.
That's so hard.
Well, I can't think of a gift that I received, but I gave a gift. And it was to my oldest, to Anna Lee. And she got a jewelry box, and she had been wanting a jewelry box for a long time. And when she opened her gift and saw that it was a jewelry box, she didn't say anything, but she started to cry. And that's how I knew that I had done a good job.
My grandma once got me watercolor pencils. Oh, baby bear. My raccoon, Moses gave it to me.
Probably watching my siblings open their gifts and seeing no surprise on their faces.
Just my kids getting along.
I usually buy my own presents and then put to Cordell from Santa. That's the way I get what I want.
I got a drone for Christmas one year. It's broken now.
A drone?
It would be my Game Boy.
The Nintendo Switch. PS4.
Electrical tape.
The measles. I woke up with the measles on Christmas morning.
A balance beam. No, I got it. A Harry Potter Lego set.
And my Hogwarts Express Lego set.
A car watching it.
I got a guitar a couple Christmases.
You got a car for Christmas.
Yeah, I also got a car for Christmas.
Stuffed turtle. That's
iPad.
My first tablet ever. And Pashmina. It's like a...
The cashmere.
It's like a shawl, but really warm.
My parents gave me like a little puzzle to get put together, and once I put it together, it said that I was going on a trip with my best friend, and we got to like go shopping and go to Six Flags, which is an amusement park, and it was just really fun to open and then go with her.
Last year, my mom got me a really nice dress, and I really love it.
I have these little earrings that I like to wear that they came from whatever fair Dad was at, and he gave me them, and they're little blue like geo type things. They're really big. They're real pretty.
A hug from Chunky. My family.
Crosby.
Hanging out with family.
My unicycle.
Time spent with my family.
Christmas of 1982.
That was our wedding.
That was when we got married just 2 months before that.
I was thinking hubcaps. For Christmas, he bought me new hubcaps to replace the hubcaps he lost.
Because they bounced off while I was driving with a bunch of scouts on rough terrain.
I just remember a huge surprise. We didn't have a lot of money. And my dad worked a lot of jobs already. And I did not know that he was working at my uncle's hardware store on the weekends for a few hours every week for months. And he went and we got new bikes and new fishing poles in the same year. It was ridiculous. No way. I was like, there's no way they could afford this.
Well, when I was a kid, I lived on a farm and I liked to work on things. And I remember my mom and dad gave me this toolbox with tools in it. And I still have that, and that was a great gift.
When I got my very first two-wheel bike, I walked out Christmas morning and there it was. Santa brought a two-wheel bike and my brother had one too, and we were so excited. We tried getting on it with the kickstand still on, and then I tipped over. And then we tried to go out the front door, and we crashed them. We were just so excited.
Well, maybe my favorite gift was one year Cordell bought me a vacuum for Christmas. And I didn't like the sound of it, so he started doing the vacuuming. And he still does it.
Piper's date book was a good one. She gave us a gift certificate for each month of the year.
And a date and free babysitting.
The dollhouse, the wood dollhouse. They literally carved every single plate. I would like candy canes and a racetrack.
Ding, 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 or something.
Mine is the song in Home Alone. It's like it's the one they sing at night, the midnight mass.
Oh Holy Night.
Oh Holy Night.
Oh Holy Night.
It's Carol of the Bells.
Carol of the Bells. Carol of the Bells is my favorite.
Carol of the Bells.
Carol of the Bells is my favorite.
Burger King.
She hates the Burger King version.
Carol of the Bells.
Number 203.
Angels We Have Heard on High.
Oh Come Emmanuel is probably, or Oh Holy Night. Those are probably my top two.
Drummer Boy.
I'm gonna say the Little Drummer Boy.
Drummer Boy, and I Won't Sing. Pum. There you go.
They don't.
We start over.
Jingle Bell, Batman's Bell.
12 Days of Christmas by Straight No Chaser. It's like a parody.
Dashing through the snow in a one-horse open sleigh.
I'll be home.
Oh, come all you faithful. When I was in the MTC during Christmas, they just had apostle after apostle after apostle come throughout Christmas week and on Christmas Day. And I remember we were starting to sing that song. I'm gonna get a little emotional, but as soon as we started singing it, he wasn't the prophet at that time, but Elder Nelson walked in because he was going to speak to us. And it was just an amazing feeling with all the missionaries singing that song. And then he came in and walked down the thing. It was just a cool experience. And that's been my favorite one ever since.
The snow song from White Christmas. What the one they sing on the train? Snow. Snow. Snow.
I'm gonna go Silent Night.
Mine's Silent Night.
I like Silent Night.
I do like Silent Night.
Silent Night.
Silent Night.
Holy night, all is calm, all is bright.
Once in one city stood a lonely cattle shed.
Oh, little town of Bethlehem.
I love Mary Did You Know. Oh, and I just love that. And Pentatonic's version too.
It's pretty, yeah.
Yeah, I love Mary Did You Know.
All the missionaries have all the pentatonics.
Where a mother laid her baby in a manger for his bed.
Laughing all the way. I like the First Noel by Gentry right now. The First Noel.
Noel.
The first Noel, the angels did say.
Must a certain poor shepherds and fields where they lay.
I like Far Away on Judea's Plain.
I like Christmas Every Day by David Archuleta.
He is Born by David Archuleta.
Christmas in Heaven by Scott McCartney?
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound to save a wretch like me.
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas everywhere you go. Up and down the street and around the corner too.
Chorus, merry gentlemen. And on nothing you display. Remember Christ the Savior was born on Christmas Day. To sing the song of Saint Paul's he would go astray. All tidings of comfort and joy. Joy to the world, and saints and angels sing, and saints and angels sing. Sing a bell, sing all the way.
Dominic the donkey!
Same.
Santa Claus is coming to town.
Right now I've been listening to the Wham. Oh, what is the name of it?
Last
Christmas.
Last Christmas, gave you my heart.
I gave
I've been listening to that one for, I don't know
Very
why.
next day, he gave it.
Yeah, the video cracks me up.
I don't sing, but I can. Fine. Just this once. I can't sing with these two. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
I like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Grandma got run over by a reindeer.
Grandma got run over by a reindeer.
Walking over my house Christmas Eve.
Have a holly jolly. Have a holly jolly Christmas.
You can say there's no such thing as Santa, but that's for me and Grandpa, we believe.
Do they know it's from like the Save Africa song with the Bono.
I heard the bells on Christmas Day.
I heard the bells on Christmas Day.
All I want for Christmas is you.
In the Bleak Midwinter.
Yes, that's a good one.
Sung by a six-part harmony acapella.
The little Lord Jesus asleep on the hay. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh.
I once was lost, but now I'm found. 'Twas once was blind, now I see.
And hippopotamus is like me too.
Like Columbus.
My dad was in the military, so I would have to say Izmir, Turkey.
The Vatican in Rome.
Cancun, Mexico, Riviera Maya. Multiple years. It's Feliz Navidad.
Thurso, Scotland, on our mission. We were clear up in the top of Scotland, just walk a little ways and we could see the Pentland Firth, and we decided to stay home. We just read the Christmas story, and everything we gave each other that year came from the charity shop that we worked in. And it was really, I think, probably one of our favorite Christmases, even though we were all alone.
Seoul, Korea. Hong Kong.
In my mission in the Netherlands, our first Christmas time after we got married, I was stationed in Adak, Alaska, on a little tiny island in the Aleutian Chains. That's when I was in the Navy. There was also a time before that, before we were married, that I spent a Christmas in Guam.
Puerto Vallarta.
Perth, Australia, when I was on my mission.
On a Caribbean cruise.
Philippines, for sure. I was out on a remote island, and that will forever be the most exotic place.
It will forever
No,
be?
sorry.
Florida.
Florida considered exotic?
England.
Disneyland in Japan.
Grandma's house. This living room.
punching my cousin in the nose and making her bleed all over her bed sheets.
Oh yeah, and when we were at Grandma's house, Zeke ate a full stick of butter.
Oh, one Christmas we got these like bouncy balls that we can ride on.
I remember, you know those little toy phones that you could pull? I remember that.
A phone on a leash?
Yeah.
I want to say as children, taking like our littlest pet shop toys and building houses in the trees.
Yeah. When I got cars, toy cars.
And you just kept opening it. So cute.
I was 4 years old and there was snow clear up to the telephone lines, and everybody still had to go out and milk the cows because the power was off and it was freezing.
Well, we didn't have a fireplace, so I was always worried about how Santa was going to get there. So Mom always made out of paper bricks so that he could crash through the ceiling.
Okay, I'm surprised that Santa goes through the chimney instead of just busting through the roof.
He doesn't break things.
One year, I remember, I think I was 8 or 9, and we snuck down. My sister and I hid our flashlights underneath the pillow and went down at like 3 o'clock in the morning. And we saw what we were getting. I got my Walkman with us. Went back upstairs. My dad heard, "Who's down there?"
When we were 5, we got a lot of horses that year. It was a horse Christmas.
When I was 4 years old, we moved out of our old home in Pocatello into a brand new home, and that was the only day my dad had off was Christmas Day. So that's the day we moved. Needless to say, we did not have a Christmas tree or presents under that tree. Our home was our new present.
We moved like right the week of Christmas. I was like 5. We had 0 furniture in our house. It was just, we were sitting on the floor literally, and we had like our mattresses on the floor, and we didn't have all of our stuff in yet. And but it was, we decided that because we didn't have anything, that we would go to Disneyland. And so we went to Disneyland on Christmas Day. It really didn't matter. Like, I think I got 1 present that year. I remember that being like one of the best Christmases because it was like I got to spend it doing fun stuff with my family, and then like it was really cool to be in an empty house and we drank grape soda. I remember we sat on the ground and we were just drinking grape soda on the floor of our new house.
My Christmas memory is with my grandma.
My mother used to buy us dolls and then make all these clothes and little blankets and just everything. Every year for Christmas, it was a beautiful seamstress, and I wish I had some of those things back,
A plastic white Christmas tree with a color wheel that went around the Christmas tree and lit the Christmas tree up in different colors, because that was a thing in the 60s. And I remember loving to look at the shiny Christmas ornaments and watch the lights change on the Christmas tree.
My earliest one is probably going to Mass with my mum at the Church of England Cathedral and watching them walk down. It was midnight Mass, and they would walk down the aisle swinging incense, which was very stinky.
We would always make a Christmas village my mom would make a gingerbread house, and for us kids, she would help us make gingerbread houses out of graham crackers. So we'd all get to decorate our own, and so we had a Christmas village.
Well, I remember that in our stockings, my brother and I would always get harmonicas. Drove Mom nuts.
I can remember the Christmas that my brother and I got BB guns, and because it was snowy and cold outside, my dad set up a shooting range in the basement. So we got to go down to the basement and shoot our BB guns all afternoon, and we didn't even put any eyes out.
When our family first moved to the United States, and we lived in Massachusetts, and one of the presents that I asked for was a sled, and there was no sled underneath the Christmas tree. And I thought, oh, well, that's it. But I got this little bulldozer, and my mom had me drive the little bulldozer. It was battery powered. Had me drive the bulldozer around the corner of the room, down this hallway where the front door was, and right by the front door there was leaning a sled. I remember that so clearly. I was just so, I got the sled, I got the sled, I got the sled. I loved playing in the snow when we lived in Massachusetts.
And you actually got a double one too, because you got one that your brother could ride on with you.
Yeah. That was the old school, metal runners with the wood slats and the little steering thing in the front, and the old school sled. It was a really cool sled. I mean, it was just, that just nailed it for me.
What is a recipient?
Like the person who benefits from
What does benefit mean?
Christmas service.
When we got the presents out there that were like perfect for us, and we had no idea who gave them.
Yeah, that was our names and they didn't even know who they were. They came with like stockings full of stuff and stuff.
I feel like it's honestly been the last 3 years.
Last 3 years of Christmas, we've had these big stacks of presents.
When I was a child, we didn't have a lot of money, and there would be Christmases that we didn't have anything, but people were kind enough to drop presents off at our house on Christmas Eve. I got a pair of baseball gloves, like batting gloves for Christmas one year. And that was pretty awesome.
Always. Amazing ward members, just always.
Every year. Every year.
Yes. Like every year.
Like what?
Like the ward cookie plate, that's service. Okay.
And she's gone.
I got a secret Santa from this one kid named Lou.
This is what we got. And I'm so excited because I love them both. They're beautiful.
Every holiday. This is so nice. Miss Mitchell and Kathy both live on our street, and they give us these little goodie bags. It brings out the joy in Christmas. Oh yes, and Stan and Lisa Browning always, Stan I think, always gives us a giant popcorn tin.
I had a baby on Christmas Day. Cordell put the turkey in the oven. He fed the kids. And he brought them up to see me, and I mean, it was just. He did the whole Christmas for our family that year.
We did the thing where you would tie a little red ribbon onto somebody's doorknob to their room, or like something that they owned. That means 1, you did a service to them, and then 2, it was their turn to do a service to someone else in the family. I got some Snickers, which was awesome because they were delicious, and then somebody had done something that I really needed to do. I think it might have been my laundry.
One year it was real slim and we didn't have a lot extra, and we got a card every day for the 12 days of Christmas, and in each card, and it said it was from Santa. I mean, there was a $100 bill in each one, and
that's pretty cool.
It was. I still don't know where it came from.
It was our first Christmas here. We got that knock on the door, and someone had given us stockings for all you guys, stocking for Sarah and I with gift cards and stuff. And that was when we just moved here, and I was trying to get my business up and running, and we just didn't have a lot of extra, and that was amazing.
One year we anonymously received a $100 gift card to Walmart taped on our front door, and it wasn't something that we needed at that point, and so we passed it on. Yeah, we regifted it, but we passed it on to one of his home teaching families at the time who we knew really needed something. But so it was given to us, but we were able to turn it around and give it to somebody else.
Well, when we first moved into this house many years ago, our family was little, and you lost your job. And we weren't sure how we were going to celebrate Christmas. And there came a knock to our door. And as we opened the door, Daniel was heard to say, "Oh, Santa came." And there was a pile of gifts and some food. That Christmas was great.
We've had a lot of Christmases when people have just anonymously given us gifts, just have shown up on our doorstep. And that's been unbelievable and amazing.
Yeah, I feel like as missionaries we see that more than ever. Like, just people are so kind, like really, really kind, and even people we're teaching just very aware of the fact that we're away from home, and so just kind words and gifts and treats. I've already seen that, even though it's day 10 or whatever.
Yeah, for sure. And I think that Christmas spirit that is all around right now, that spirit of Jesus Christ, is truly like what makes us feel so charitable and makes us feel like we want to do good, and that like it spreads throughout the whole world. So I think that's really special. And so I feel like that gift of service, like definitely the most I've seen it is as a missionary.
I love nativities. We've probably got 20 plus nativities, and we put them all up in the house.
Dad's M&M nativity story thing.
The Bethlehem Day.
The nativity. The manger.
I like doing the nativities.
My family every year likes to act out the nativity scene.
We always do the nativity with our family.
We've got enough family. We have wise men, we have shepherds, Mary, Joseph, an angel, and occasionally we'll have some sheep.
We had to add King Herod to the nativity. Yes, we added King Herod.
When we reenact the Christ story as a family of his birth.
Our Christmas tradition that helps us remember Christ each year is to take the time to read the story of the Christ child in Luke chapter 2 in the New Testament. We always find that the most interesting story and one that always inspires us for Christmas.
We watched the video of Mary and Joseph traveling across to Bethlehem.
We read the forgotten carols every year in the Christmas story, like from the Bible.
I think a really fun Christmas tradition that I would want to do that would help me remember Christ is called Christmas jars. There's the book, and you fill up the jar with extra money that you have all year long, and then you gift it to someone, the jar of money and the book, a Christmas jar. I remember we got that gift as a family when I was younger, and it was really amazing and a super huge blessing to us, so I want to do that for someone one day.
Growing up, we always did the nativity scene the first Sunday of December, and we'd read the scriptures, we'd read the stories, we'd put the nativity scene up.
Well, we always read the Christmas story out of scriptures, usually the night before or that morning.
We read scriptures before doing presents.
That picture. That whole picture.
Putting up our nativity right there. And Sophia made the camel one year, and it's just a special time that we have to take out the nativity and set it all up.
Well, I think that giving is more important than receiving. So I like shopping and thinking of the person I'm going to be giving the gift to makes it really special.
I love listening to Christmas songs sometime in the middle of October and every day thereafter. I like to sing them, and I think that helps me remember the Savior when I can actually say the words. Like the little drummer boy when he says, "He looked at me," you know, that's aspirational right there.
Christmas carols too also make me think of Christ.
Yeah, I'm bummed that we only get to sing one song unless we're actually at sacrament reading. So
you can sing as many as you want.
yeah, I can. But people ask me to stop.
Years and years and years ago, I bought these little Christmas songbooks. I think I bought one for every member in our family. We used to sing those, and that was really a fun time. The kids liked to do that and to sing of the Savior's birth.
The church, and there would be like camels, and you would go inside, and there would be like bread and stuff like that. I really liked that.
Are you talking about the live nativity?
I think so.
Steak.
Oh
yeah.
That was always a good kickoff.
We like to do the 12 days of Christmas. We like to do it for a family.
And talk about the gift of giving.
On Christmas Eve, we all sleep upstairs around the Christmas tree and we watch the Vocal Point, BYU Vocal Point from a couple years ago.
It came from a story, but my siblings were kind of fighting a little bit around Christmas. We just were being siblings. And so my dad went, he's like a woodworker. He went and he made a manger. And then my mom got some straw and we put it in a box. They said, okay, every time you do an act of service, you put a straw in the manger. And the point was that when Jesus came, when Jesus was born, then there would be enough straw to keep his head nice and warm and comforted. So I really love that tradition, just a piece of straw every time you think about someone else and do a service. And the point is to get as much as possible so he'll be as comfortable as possible on Christmas Day.
Probably making gingerbread houses because people always make nativities.
I do agree with the gingerbread houses because I'm the nativity builder here.
Our kindness changed.
Well, we kind of adopted this tradition, but we were living in Las Vegas and we got invited to her aunt's house for a Bethlehem dinner. And we showed up and her aunt and uncle were all dressed up and her cousins were all dressed up and her uncle read the Christmas story, and we just had a really candlelight dinner and ate, just simple foods from the table, and it was awesome. And so we've carried that on with our family.
Reading the Christmas story on Christmas Eve. My dad used to do that. My mom would make sure that all the candles were lit, and Dad would make sure there was a fire in the fireplace, and we would turn out all the lights except for one little lamp that he could read, and we would listen to the Christmas story.
Putting up the tree. Setting up the Christmas tree for me because there's an angel on top.
Putting the star on the tree. Putting the star on the tree. Wrapping presents for other people. I honestly don't know.
The first presidency devotional. Ever since I can remember, we've gathered as a family, first my family as a kid, and then now my kids with me, and we watch the first presidency devotional, and it just puts the right spirit into Christmas.
I think our Christmas Eve fire. A few years ago we started a tradition with the kids. We've done it before with friends or just with our family, but we just go out and do a fire on Christmas Eve. And it's dark and cold, and we have hot cocoa and sing Christmas carols, or try to sing. Our family's not always good at that.
Every Christmas morning we always read Luke 2 before we open presents.
We have an advent calendar. I have one from that I acquired that's a felt, and it has all the different names of the Savior, deliverer, Redeemer, etc. And so we read a scripture and we talk about the Advent in the form of all the different roles the Savior has for us.
The church releases, Christmas devotionals and messages every Christmas, and those are always, they're really good.
The Christ Child is a good video to watch.
I'm really partial to Christmas lights, and it always helps remind me that Christ is the light of the world.
I think the nativities, and then we try and do service and give treats to people. But I think doing little things for people help me remember Christ, because that's what he did, little things.
Noche de luz, noche de paz.
Nu das träder heilige Paar. Vart geboren in Bethlehem stad.
Salangi non kalina ni ang misayas karon. Kiyoshi kono yoru Slobskan
hon.
Tu cavati dalugi sonia.
Werd geboren in Bethlehem staan.
Sleep.